Doctor Who's State of Decay, the 39th story of the 4th Doctor, is written by Terrance Dicks and starring Tom Baker, Lala Ward, Matthew Waterhouse and John Leeson. The second story of the E-Space trilogy, and Terrance Dicks came back to write this story. The title was going to be called The Wasting and The Witch Lords, but got changed to The State of Decay, as Terrance Dicks feared negative reviews making puns on the story wasting viewers' time. Apparently there was going to be the vampire mutations for the first season 15 serial, and what would have happened is the Doctor and Leela investigates 3 vampires who violently controls a medieval Earth village, but the idea got ditched because BBC didn't want vampires in Doctor Who. At the same time they did Dracula TV series starring Louis Jarridon.
Tell me, are we alone in the castle?
Alone.
So it got replaced by Horror of Fanrock. However, the script later got changed a bit and reused for this story. John Nathan Turner approached Peter Moffat, whom he had worked on All Creatures Great and Small, about directing the story, as the director was well known for his punctuality and careful planning that ensured shortened shoots. Moffat accepted on 10th of March based on Terrance Dicks' script, and was disappointed to find that Bidmead had encouraged him to tone down the horror elements. After he complained to John Nathan Turner, Peter Moffat was given permission to film an older version of the script with more of Terrance Dicks' stylistic elements intact, removing some of Christopher H. Bidmead's ideas, one of which was to have vampires hatch from eggs. Amy Roberts, who had previously worked on Image of the Fendel, was chosen as a costume designer, alternating between stories with June Hudson, a former assistant. Norma Hill was selected as a makeup designer, while Tony Harding, who worked on 2 previous stories as well as the BBC's Count Dracula, came in to design the visual effects. Christine Rusko, who had designed sets for Pyramids of Mars and The Hand of Fear, was chosen as a story set designer, and she took inspiration for the tower from Mont Saint-Michel in France. The story was filmed at Burnham Beeches in Buckinghamshire, England. So he meets 3 who rule as the villagers collected residents. If Cole serves 3 who rule, he could end up be like those people before him, never to be seen or heard from again. This is unsettling. So the Doctor and Romana arrived and went out for a walk, and while Adric is intruding the TARDIS, he convinces K9 to let him out because he shouldn't be inside, so he did.
Your presence is still unauthorized. Explain.
I stowed away.
So Adric met a couple living in the house after trying to nick a food, but he got caught, so they allow him to stay, however, because it's dangerous at night. The Doctor and Romana gets taken by men and got taken into a cave.
Definitely an Earth device.
So the Doctor looks at the computer, seeing the faces of 3 who rule. The Doctor and Romana got free, but then as they make their way through the forest, they get attacked by bats. They, however, flew away. There was Habris, so the Doctor and Romana gets escorted into the castle and meet Zargo and Camilla.
Greetings.
Greetings, how do you do? I'm the Doctor.
I'm Romana.
We know who you are.
Really?
We know everything here.
As they're having a feast, Romana accidentally spilt and broke the glass of wine, and Camilla seems to be a bit curious with her blood.
Really, there's no need to make such a fuss over a few drops of blood.
Meanwhile, as Adric is working, Habris came and Adric gets taken because he's the chosen one. So the guard alerted Zargo and Camilla, so they left. The Doctor and Romana takes a look around. My god, this gave me the goosebumps because of the sound of heartbeats.
What is it?
More evidence.
And as they saw corpses that are drained, the Doctor looks inside the fuel tank and it reveals to be blood.
Fuel tanks aren't disused. Only this isn't rocket fuel. It's blood.
As they reached to the resting place, Orkun came and welcomed the Doctor and Romana to his domain.
Welcome to my domain.
Tom Baker, again, is great as the 4th Doctor, more than words can say. So is Lala Ward as Romana, very likeable and independent companion, who's also a Time Lord. John Leeson is great as K9, I always loved the robot dog, ever since I was a kid. Matthew Waterhouse is Adric, great companion and has great development. Emrys James played Science Officer Anthony O'Connor of the Hydrax, also known as Orcon, and serves the King Vampire. Peter Arn, Colin Baker, Stephen Burkhoff, John Carson, David Collins, Peter Gilmore, Michael Gothard, John Hallam, Donald Houston, Martin Jarvis, Michael Jaston, Ronald Lacey, William Lucas, Ian McKellen, John Normington, Patrick Stewart, Anthony Valentine, Peter Vaughan, David Warner, and Peter Weingart were considered for the role. William Lindsay played Zargo, who was once called Captain Miles Sharkey. Rachel Davis played Camilla, who was once called Lauren Macmillan, a navigational officer. And funny enough, Camilla is the name of a 1872 famous vampire novel written by Joseph Thomas Sheridan, Le Fresneau. Three Who Rule are three human beings who got turned into vampires after fell into E-space. And I thought they're pretty terrifying. Peter Moffat avoided John Nathan Turner's usual practice of casting big-name actors in guest roles, instead opting for character actors such as Arthur Hewlett as Colmar. Peter Moffat chose to cast actors trained in theatre rather than television as the Three Who Rule to produce deliberately exaggerated performances and stylized vocality, which he described as ham Shakespeare. Eventually choosing Emrys James, Rachel Davis and William Lindsay, he directed the three actors to move elegantly and ballet-like to further the contrast with the naturalistic performances of the peasants. The Great One, not that great one, this Great One, aka the King Vampire, the King Ishgaroth, the Great Vampire, who's from the spiral Ishgaroth, is the leader of the vampires. Fantastic villain, love to see more. Arthur Hewlett played Kalmar, who's the leader of the rebellion against the Three Who Rule, and a scientist. Thane Bettany played Tarak, who's Kalmar's group member, and undercover as one of the guards. Clinton Graham played Ivor, the headman of this village. Rhoda Lewis played Marta, Ivor's wife. Dean Allen played Carl, Ivo and Marta's son, who sadly got killed and his blood is fed to the King Vampire. Ian Rattray played Habris, head of guard. Stacey Davis played Veros, member of Kalmar's group. Stuart Blake played Zoldas, a guard who served Habris. The cast did an incredible job. The sets, effects and music by Paddy Kingsland is superb. So the Doctor and Romana finds out Adric went with them in the TARDIS, so the Doctor seems like he's getting hypnotised by Yukon.
I will not serve. Come, Doctor.
So Romana threw a pillar at him, but Zargo and Camilla came in, planned to feed on the blood. So the Doctor and Romana gets locked up in the cell, but then rescued by Tarak. So the Doctor went back to the TARDIS to find Rassilon's records about the vampires who fell into E-space.
Is no mention of the record of Rassilon.
Have you tried Rassilon record off?
Access attempted under all permutations.
While Romana went with Tarak pretending to be a god to rescue Adric while he's about to get sacrificed. While waking Adric up, Zargo and Camilla woke up. Tarak is killed and Romana is about to get attacked. Yukon stops them for sacrifices.
No. The sacrifice is made ready.
The Doctor arrives at the cave and convinces men to start attacking vampires. Kalmar hesitated, so he showed them a scanner of the King Vampire, so he changed his mind. So while there's an argument between Adric and Romana because Adric accepts getting the power, we get a great battle scenes, especially with K9. So after the three vampires' times are up, they age to death and decompose very quickly, which is well done for low budget and pretty gross. And same thing happened to the Great One. And I love the fact that K9 gets apology due to the nasty remarks about him.
I feel I really must apologise for the things I said about K9.
Go on then.
Which I think it's definitely deserving.
Well done, dog.
Your thanks are recorded.
The Doctor fixes the computer for Kalmar, then as the TARDIS team went back in the TARDIS, the Doctor plans to take Adric back home.
You young man, you're going straight home. You're going straight back to the Starlight.
However, he didn't. Very similar to Leela where both of those characters let themselves inside the TARDIS and the Doctor is like, get out of here or you're going home. But then in the next story, they became a companion. So, that's State of Decay, and this is a great story, nice horror vibes. What did you think of this story? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. And to wrap up an E-Space trilogy, I'll be talking about Warrior's Gate next. I shall see you in the next video.